Previously on SkeleTalk.
There once was a Whiplash so silly. He liked to wear dresses so frilly. He was such a twat, but besides all of that, he had a laughably small little penis, Skeletor. Ah! Whiplash, you tremendous
Hello, Skeletor.
Where did you come from? I thought you were dead, you idiot.
I'm not dead, Skeletor.
Well, where have you been? And why are you covered in trash?
I woke up this morning at the garbage dump. I think I've been hibernating.
What? Explain yourself.
Well, in episode 93, you asked me to hold my breath as long as possible, and this must have triggered my hibernation response.
No, you silly twit. We all thought you were dead. I threw you in the garbage. I can't believe you would be so inconsiderate. This show has been a complete nightmare to produce without your help.
Did you miss me, Skeletor?
No, I didn't even realize you were gone. Your absence made no difference at all.
Which episode is this, Skeletor?
This is the 100th episode.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, the show has been very successful.
How many subscribers do you have now?
Shut up, Whiplash. Anyway, if you're not dead, how have I been communicating with your disembodied spirit during your absence?
Well, I can only assume that my astral body somehow dissociated from my physical form following some sort of temporal shift or localized disruption of the quantum field, resulting in the separation of my consciousness into the subspace environment, allowing me to interact bilocally in both dimensions, despite the expected restrictions of informational energy transfer across hypersurfaces, and supported at the 0 point level within the medium of dark matter which exists in the subatomic space between all observable particles.
Well, yes, obviously. I was going to say that. But what caused this to happen?
Well, the only catalyst for this phenomenon would be an unnecessary and incorrectly performed resurrection spell, cast by an amateur without a true understanding of rudimentary aspects of havoc magic.
Oh, well, I don't know who did that. What a twit. Right, stop messing about and do your job. I have a show to do.
Yes, Skeletor.
Okay. Greetings! I am Skeletor, and welcome to the 100th episode of SkeleTalk, the series where I answer your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right, but shh! It's the internet's best kept secret. Okay, I asked for your most peculiar questions this week, and most of you did not disappoint. We start strong with this insanity from Weapon Zero, who asks, would you rather butter a horse or eat horse butter? Oh, definitely the first option. I'd love to butter a horse. I would work from the ground up, starting with its hooves and finishing with the ears. Lovely slippery horse ears. What a treat. Great question. General Stephen Jones of the Expansion Division has decided to perform unnecessary elective surgery on one of his minions and asks, which internal organ would be the most hilarious to replace with a hyper-realistic cake, and what flavour would add to the humiliation? Oh, the pancreas would be the most obvious choice. Replacing the organ responsible for producing insulin with an extremely sugary treat would be superbly ironic. Any type of cake will do, but I suggest death by chocolate or banoffee. Thank you, Stephen. Colonel Chrome asks, chocolate pudding or a dozen sixpenny galvanized nails? A classic dilemma, but I think, on balance, the nails would prove to be the more useful. I once tried using chocolate pudding to repair a fence, and not only was this ineffective, it also prompted Beastman to eat a chocolatey fence, and to subsequently produce several wooden shits. Thanks for the question. Jason Raphael Murdoch gives you all the middle finger by asking 2 questions, but I shall allow it on this occasion because I'm in a good mood.
Skeletor, I don't think...
Shut up, Whiplash! You know I'm in a bad mood.
Skeletor.
Right. Jason asks, if you could harness the rings of Saturn, would you make them into candy or lingerie for supermodels? Oh, definitely lingerie. It's like you don't know me at all. I'll take any opportunity to put panties in the thumbnail. Jason also asks, which of your minions would be the most unpleasantly attractive if turned into a female? Well, I don't know what unpleasantly attractive means. This contradiction in terms has left me confused and rendered me incapable of a response. Jason also says he has recently been to Wendy's. Monkey boy! Monkey boy! JRM has just been to Wendy's!
Fuck off, Skeletor!
Let's move on. Paul Wilson asks, if each of your minions were to eat a bag of flour, a bag of sugar, and 2 eggs, which one would produce the most disturbing cake? Well, it's an interesting premise, but I'm fairly certain that Beastman's would be the most horrifying due to the amount of fur in his digestive system. The idea of a hairy cake is most unpleasant. Great question, Paul. Kat ignores the brief of the episode and killing the momentum of the show with the following pedestrian question. What should I do to get on your chocolate-covered peanut list? Well, Kat, you could start by following instructions and send me a silly question. Aside from that, it would be great if you could wait until Christmas and then sneak into the fright zone and wee on Hordak's Christmas tree. Failing that, you could come and comb all of the fleas out of Beastman's hide. Or make me one of your lovely cakes. Or maybe knit Panther a winter hat. No, get me some stickers for my skateboard. Or an interesting book about horses.
Skeletor!
What, Whiplash?
You're just listing lots of things you want to happen.
I know I'm just listing lots of things I want to happen, Whiplash. I like listing lots of things I want to happen. Get out of my sight before I beat you.
Yes, Skeletor.
Okay, onward. Roberto Bassetto asks, which would you pick to excite your troops while storming Castle Grayskull? A. Morrissey, B. Rob Halford of the Judas Priest, or C. Bananarama? Well, there is never an excuse for Morrissey, so he's out straight off the bat. Rob Halford's vocals are quite rousing, I suppose, but it's not a sound I am fond of, so that only leaves Bananarama to provide the soundtrack for the onslaught of Grayskull. I'd like to listen to I Heard a Rumour while smashing up He-Man's living room. Yeah, thanks, Roberto. The Fly Attractor asks, did He-Man leave a residue of body oil after his visit last week, and did you bottle it for later use? No and no. The only oily man I will tolerate is Tim Capello, the greasy saxophonist from the Lost Boys. I have no time for any other lubricated man, and the idea of keeping any of He-Man's grease is quite frankly revolting. Blech. The Wah asks, is it true that you used to run a trafficking cartel that kidnapped Cabbage Patch Kids for sacrifices in dark havoc magic rituals? Yes, this is true, but I cannot share any details because this is a family show and because certain words and phrases will get the episode flagged and buried. I can, however, confirm that there were no Cabbage Patch survivors and that we did far worse things to several Teddy Ruxpins. Thanks for the question. Soda Cauldron writes, I am a pork and leek gourmet sausage. Which snazzy top should I wear on my next visit to my favourite cousin Jimmy Buttons? Well, given your shape and dimensions, I would recommend the vest from Die Hard, the cricket jumper worn by Peter Davison's Doctor Who, or the leather jacket from the cover of Michael Jackson's Bad album. I don't know who Jimmy Buttons is, but I would appreciate an introduction. Thank you, Soda. Noteworthy ninny Gerard O'Connor writes the following nonsense. Behold. When are you going to apologise for failing to face me in a duel? And when are you going to apologise to my sister for being such a massive disappointment? Right, you twit. Firstly, I was at the fight location, your sister's house, at the pre-arranged time. You, however, did not show up. I am certain of this because I spent the whole afternoon waiting and watching from within a nearby bush. Not only was I wearing my special fighting socks, I also had applied a copious amount of hair conditioner to my genitals because I know you fight dirty. I would be happy to rearrange the event of your destruction. And as for your sister, her only disappointment is that I am not always available to visit and bang her insensible. And to be honest, I can't really be bothered, as not only have I by now rendered her completely useless, I am also growing weary of the fact that every time I make her climax, she calls out your name. Hold that until it goes cold, you Burke. New contributor Jojo asks, if you could shit on any historical person, who would you choose and what consistency would it be? Well, the obvious choice would be Hitler. But technically, a historical person is anyone who has been or is currently alive. Therefore, I choose the insipid television presenter and nauseating tap dancer Lionel Blair as the recipient of my shitty gift. I would poo directly into his hair, and the poo's consistency would be rated Type 4 on the Bristol stool chart, described as being like a smooth, soft sausage or snake. Thank you for the question. Stephen Gray asks, do you know Cyril Sneer? And what is Cyril Sneer? Yes, I do know Cyril. We attended a fortnightly Pilates class together. Cyril is an aardvark, and he is not very good at Pilates. Interestingly, he is very good at yoga. Thank you, Stephen. Retro Toy Guy Sai has the following disturbance. Which of the following would make you question your reality? You wake up in the morning and 1. Elon Musk is next to you, watching and smiling. 2. Jennifer Lawrence suffering explosive diarrhea in the ensuite with the door open. Or 3. Joe Biden bringing you breakfast in bed. Well, Simon, I have to say that none of these scenarios would give me any concern. I deal with much weirder things on the regular. I would, however, point out that Jennifer Lawrence could never suffer the distress you have suggested because she is a magical princess and as such has never done a poo in her life. How dare you? Okay, we wrap up the episode with this question from Reading Movies. What's the most appealing way you would rid yourself of the spirit of Whiplash? A. A proton pack, neutrona wand and muon trap. Or B. An exorcism by Damien Karras. Well, now that Whiplash has returned, I assume we will never see his spirit again. However, if I had the option, I would probably choose the ghost-busting equipment, as it would be more colourful and spectacular.
Skeletor, would you really exterminate my ghost?
Yes, Whiplash, of course.
But why would you want to do that, Skeletor?
Now you've got to be kidding me. Okay, that brings us to the end of the 100th episode of the show. Yes, that's enough. Stop it. Shut up, I said. Anyway, thanks to everyone who has submitted questions or left comments throughout the series. This is as much your show as it is mine, although it is mainly mine. Thank you all for your continued support. If you'd like to help the channel grow, please share it with anyone who has a Skeletor-shaped hole in their life. Right, I need to do a ferocious poo, so I'm off. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave me some more silly questions for the next episode. See you next time. Bye! Get out of my sight before I beat you!